Now that we've covered new chemicals, let's move over to the huge backlog of existing chemicals. The law applies a risk evaluation process that consists of 3 steps. First, EPA must prioritize the chemical as a high or low priority. High priority would be assessed by looking at chemical quantity, number of people exposed, similarity to any known chemicals that pose unreasonable risk, and effects on health and the environment. If there's an unreasonable risk of injury, then it's a high priority. If not, then it's a low priority. Second, EPA conducts a risk evaluation to determine if the high priority chemicals present an unreasonable risk to health or the environment under the conditions of use and for the potentially exposed or susceptible subpopulation. Think of this step as the practical application of the chemical to humans and the environment. And finally, if the chemical is found to present an unreasonable risk of injury, then EPA must manage the risk. This is where EPA must decide what degree of restriction it wants to apply. For example, an outright ban or labeling requirements. The new TSCA amendments preempt state actions in the following areas. First, it prohibits states from seeking information about a chemical that is reasonably likely to produce the same information required in their TSCA. And second, it restricts states from regulating the manufacture, processing, distribution, or use of any chemical found by EPA not to present an unreasonable risk. TSCA also prevents states from passing any type of restriction while the chemical is under review by EPA. States can seek a waiver from EPA to adopt more stringent controls if compelling conditions warrant such a waiver to protect health or the environment. The new reauthorization also adds a stream of funds coming into EPA from businesses seeking review. I'm sure this helps EPA contract with other entities to assist with the evaluations on the backlog of existing chemicals that have never been tested. If the chemical is intended for export, all TSCA requires is record keeping and reporting. The one exception is if the process of preparing the chemical product for export presents an unreasonable risk to U.S. citizens, then EPA will notify the foreign government of the availability of information on unreasonable risk.